Am I the asshole for saying I was no longer going to babysit my mother's kids? We shall see. I am 14 years old, female, struggling with a home issue and need help. My mom, 35 female, has recently been asking me to babysit her kids, 7 male, 10 male, and 6 female, more often ever since summer hit. Her and her husband, 40, worked during the day and needed me. I had no problem babysitting. I live with my grandparents, but my mom has full custody of me. I have my mom pick me up when she needs me out of her house to babysit. Keep in mind, I do babysit for free 4 out of the 7 days of the week, sometimes more than that, depending on how busy they are. It's been months and I have been slowly getting more tired and not wanting to babysit anymore. It's become draining with the kids never listening to me and always picking a fight. I do admit I have an attitude when I get frustrated and stressed out, but that's normal for girls my age. My parents have been bad for not taking me back home to my grandparents, keeping me there for literal days, watching the kids with no spare clothes or any of my soaps for a shower. I'm really picky when it comes to that kind of stuff, so I don't use theirs unless I feel like I need to. At first, when they would make me spend the night, they would say, "We're going to be home too late to drop you off," or make other excuses. I thought nothing of it and just spent the night. Now they don't tell me anything until I start asking to go home, which they always reply when I feel like it or in a minute. It always ends up with them not taking me home at all. This is where my attitude kicks in. I start telling them that they need to take me home. They don't like it when I tell them instead of asking, but at this point I don't care. When I ask, they rarely bring me home. It pisses me off a lot. I have been in multiple arguments with my parents telling me that they need to start bringing me home or I would no longer babysit. Ever since, every once in a while, after like 2 days of continuous babysitting of 3 kids of my parents, will hand me a $20 bill. I am thankful for that, but they only started to do it because I made these threats of quitting. Like I said, this is very draining mentally. Tonight, I got into another fight with my parents about a whole situation. I was mad at her for saying that she was going to take me home, but then 2 hours later of asking, she still hasn't took me home. I was already not in a good mood due to something that happened this morning, so I was already upset after 2 hours of waiting for her. I went in the room to ask her, when are we leaving once again, and she told me in a minute. I had had enough, and I said to her that she had to take me home and that I'm not spending the night anymore and that I no longer going to babysit for her. Both my parents got mad at me for saying that, and they said that they're not going to bring me home now because they didn't like that I was telling them what to do. Then they went on to say that living with my grandparents was a privilege and I need to appreciate it. I would see, this is when you say, like, you're not supposed to be rude to your parents, but living with your grandparents is a privilege. I'd have been like, having a free babysitter is a privilege that you guys seem to not appreciate. See, my mouth was, listen, if my mother was on social media, she would tell you how fresh my mouth was. Because I was, yeah, I ain't hold my tongue. I was that one, I was always getting in trouble for my mouth because I'm going to say it. She then said that she can make me live out with her. My mom has a 3-bedroom house occupying her husband, 3 kids, and a roommate plus 2 dogs. Her house is packed with all three kids crammed in a small bedroom. This argument was over text and I still haven't responded to her last message. I have no idea what to do as they won't take me home and I can't walk from my grandparents' house. Please, if you have any thoughts or suggestions. The fact that you're 14, I don't even have a suggestion for you. Because you don't have a job. You can't get a job that's going to sustain you. You basically have to thug this out for another 4 years. Put yourself and figure out ways to put yourself in a position. Because nowadays, everybody's making money off of social media. At 14, figure out a way to start making money off of social media. Figure out a way to start making money legitly, period. to put yourself in a better situation. Because even if you, at 14, you can't do anything. If you run away, you become a runaway. You're a part of the state. Anything happens to you, your parents are still responsible. So the fact that they fix their mouth to say, like, being at your grandparents is a privilege? No, being at a grandparents is a privilege for them because they don't have to worry about you. And the fact that they got you babysitting all these kids, let me tell you, I know firsthand. I feel like, and my husband says all the time, like, he would ask me about things about childhood. Like, did you ever go such a place, or did you do this? And my answer was always no. I was always babysitting. I was responsible for my brothers until I went away to college. And even after, now I'm still responsible for my brothers. My mother and father were there. It was so bad. I can't say it's bad. I'm talking about bad as far as me not having a childhood after the first brother after me was born. I was 9 when he was born, and I was there helping to raise him. Yes, they had an adult in the house, but I remember making bottles, changing diapers, bathing them. Like, I remember doing all of that. I remember getting them food. The baby came 3 years after. 3 years after. With him, my parents just said, F it. Like, they were there. They cooked. I cleaned. But I also had to raise my brothers. And at that point in time, I was so much of a mom to especially my baby brother that he started calling me mom. That's how much he was up under me than my own mother. He would actually call me mom. Both my parents would be sitting at the table doing something, and my brothers would get into a tiff, and they would walk past my parents and come and complain to me. Like, a kid would go, Mom, such and such hit me. Mom, such and such doesn't want to give me a toy. They would walk past both my parents sitting there and come complain to me because that's what they were used to, because they were with me so much. I find it absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting when parents make kids, have children, and then raise them up to basically be slaves to them. Because that's what it is. Free labor. Free labor. I'm over here. I remember dropping my brothers off at school. I remember getting into a fight with a lady on a bus because my brothers were fighting on the bus, and she made a comment saying, oh, y'all little young fast ass girls always want to be having these babies, kids having kids and don't know how to take care of them. And I ignored her. But the comment came again, and then I went off. Because they looked like they were my kids because they were always with me. I was a young teenager. It's not until I got to high school I signed up for everything. I was in fencing. I did cheerleading. I did step team. Volleyball. I didn't do basketball, which I probably should have because I am 5'11". But either way, I did whatever I could so I did not have to be in the house right after school. Because once school is done, I didn't have anything else to do. I had to bring myself home. Summertime, we didn't go to summer camp. We didn't go to any swim things. We didn't go to anything. We were in the house, locked up, watching TV all summer. When they came home from work, maybe we had a chance to go run out outside for a little bit, but we were inside. That was my childhood, taking care of my 2 younger brothers. So I definitely understand when you get burnt out and you get tired. That's also probably the reason why I didn't have any kids till in my 30s. Because I was being a mom for so many years of my damn life. I didn't even want no kids. But either way, I can't even say what to tell you because you're only 14. But, because if you set boundaries, they're still going to come at you negatively. You basically caught between a rock and a hard place because they're going to leave you at your grandmother's house. My only advice is to hunker down at 14. You know how to use a computer. You know how to use social media. You know how to Snapchat, do whatever. Figure out what you can do to make your 14-year-old self some money that you could stack some way, somehow. I don't even know, because I don't even know if you can get a bank account on your own, whatever. But do what you can do and make your plan for when you hit 18 to do what you have to do for yourself at that time because you can.